Do you love to go fast? Do you love loud, fancy cars? Well, today I'm going to be talking about a man who loved all those things. His name was Carroll Shelby. So, this is important because Carroll Shelby is the man that changed cars in America from things of function and practicality to cars that truly look good, sound good, and perform very well as just beasts on the track and on the road. So I chose this person to talk about, being Carroll Shelby, because like Shelby, I absolutely love cars, I love racing, I love speed, I love the sound that they make when they go fast, and just that feeling of flying through the air. So today I'm going to be diving into the life and the legacy of Carroll Shelby and going over three main points: his racing career, his transition into automotive design and engineering, and how he made car history. And here is a picture of the late Carroll Shelby, just for reference, so you know what he looks like. And I'm sorry that the picture quality isn't incredible. This is just the best technology setup that I have available to me. So, Carroll Shelby was a man who was born in Leesburg, Texas in 1923, and as a young child, he loved cars, he loved racing, he loved going fast. So as soon as he could, he began doing racing himself. So he began with two different types of racing. He began with drag racing and circuit racing. So drag racing is just a short type of race that's usually a quarter mile to half a mile long that takes you in a straight line against one other vehicle, and it's a battle of acceleration. Whatever car accelerates fastest will win the race, and that's it. He also did circuit races, which is usually a race that involves 10 to 20 or more drivers driving around some sort of track formation. It could be a circle, it could be an oval, it could be just some random shape. But all in all, it has to be a loop. So, as he began racing and got better and better at it, he began to take, big companies began to take attention of him. One such company being Aston Martin, who ended up signing Carroll Shelby to race for their racing team. So he did. He began doing another two type of racing with the Aston Martin team. He first did Formula One racing, which is another type of circuit racing in very high-powered, fast cars. But unfortunately, in that type of racing, he didn't see much success. But he also did endurance racing, which is a type of race where you still race in a circuit track formation, but you race in more normal built race cars, but you race for long periods of time. These races can span anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. And in that type of race, he did see much success, going on to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans race in 1959, when he won that race. And to this day, he's still very notable for that race because people still race the Le Mans race now, and it's regarded as one of the most famous races of all time. But sadly, his racing career came to an end when he began experiencing chest pains, causing him to have to retire from racing at only 37 years old. But all in all, his racing career can be expressed by one quote said by Shelby himself. So according to Shelby, Wikipedia writes, "Winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans was probably the greatest thrill I will ever get out of racing," saying that he simply just loved racing. He wanted to do it as long as possible, and he loved the 24 hours he got to race. So, after Shelby finished his racing career and had to drop out early because of heart problems and chest pains, he moved on to becoming an automotive designer, creating cars, and creating his own car company called Shelby Automotives. And his company started out very small and unknown until he created the Shelby Cobra 427 in 1964. And here's a picture of that. So this was his first production car, the Shelby Cobra 427. And this car was an absolute beauty for its day, but it got a lot of criticism. Journalist Andrew Boyle in 2023 writes, "Critics claim this car was foolish because a massive engine was put into such a light car." So as you can see, this car has a long hood base, and they threw a gigantic V8 engine into the car, giving it lots of power for such a light vehicle. And many thought that was a very bad idea. But not Shelby. He produced the car anyway, and the car went on to win another endurance race, the 12 Hours of Sebring, which truly just brought this car to a higher platform of racing. So after Sebring, Shelby got into business with Ford, and they began building cars, and most notably, they came together and built the Shelby Mustangs. So here you have the Mustang GT350 and the Mustang GT500. And when they went into business together to build the Mustang, Rinsley Mills states in her 2020 book, Carroll Shelby, The Authorized Biography, the way he did things, Ford wanted the Mustang to be a sports car. And after Shelby's success with the Cobra, Ford knew he could build a sports car. So they did. And then after that, they went into business yet again on another car, which is notably known as one of the most beautiful cars of all time, the Ford GT40. And this car was used solely for endurance racing, and this car was driven by driver Ken Miles to win the Le Mans race in 1966, which was huge because Ford was able to beat the automotive giant Ferrari in this race and absolutely just win. And that gave Shelby lots of fame. But even in all that, Shelby remained humble, saying, "I don't think I'm a celebrity, I'm just a guy from Texas who loves cars," saying he just loved vehicles. So today we've just gotten to take a drive through history to look at Carroll Shelby and look at some of his great achievements and the legacy he left. And to sum things up, we looked at his racing career, some of his achievements, and his rise to fame. And just the takeaway from all this is that to many people, cars aren't just a thing just to drive to get from point A to point B, but they're just a thing of absolute beauty that should be enjoyed and loved. But that's my speech on Carroll Shelby. Thank you for listening and have a great day.